Hello, I'm Cliff Saran on computerweekly.com, and I'm here today for the launch of 3 new Sony Vaio business computers. And Sony will be explaining to us the difference between these 3 machines and how they fit into business computing, why IT managers should be looking at them seriously.
We've launched these 3 business machines today, both catering for different end users in the business market. They do have some similarities in terms of design elements. They're all built, as you can see, around this cylinder here on each of the products, and there's 2 reasons behind that. First and foremost, there is a brand identity behind it. So when someone sees that cylinder design, coupled with the green LED light here,
Well, that's very neat, I like that.
in terms of on each of the products, then they'll know the product is a Vaio. But it does also offer some functional benefits as well. In terms of the screen, instead of sitting on top of the base, it actually sits behind the cylinder design. Now you don't lose any of the screen in terms of viewing the screen, but what you do get is less height on the screen. So if you're on a plane or a train, for example, you'll be able to tilt the screen back further and get a better viewing angle.
How's that different to the previous model?
Well, this is our SZ series here, which was a very successful machine for us in the portable market. And as you can see here, the lid sits on top of the base unit. And if you compare and contrast that to our new products, such as the SR model, you can see straight away that you lose some of the height. And this machine is exactly the same footprint and size as this machine, but with the lid behind the cylinder, you lose some height here.
Who do you see as the potential buyer for these types of machines?
Well, we've created them for different people within the business market. If we start with this machine here, which is our BZ laptop, this is a really in-office product, so we're saying it's a desktop replacement. You're not going to be taking this out and about, but it does cater for people who are going to be in the office and working from there. It does have the same design elements in terms of the cylinder, but it has a full-size keyboard as opposed to the isolated keyboard on the portable products. And the reason for that is if it's replacing a desktop, then you're going to have people who are used to using a full-size keyboard, and they're going to be wanting to type on something. With all of our business range, they have security features as standard. So on the BZ, you have fingerprint here. So instead of typing in a password, you can log in via using your finger, or you can assign your fingerprint to certain folders so you protect them even more. In addition, you have hard disk drop protection on each of the models, and you also have TPM Trusted Platform module, which means you can't take out the hard drive from one of these machines and put it into another machine to steal the data. So that was the BZ model, so for in the office. But then we're also launching 2 products which are far more portable. First and foremost, we have the SR, and this is the perfect balance, if you like, between having power and mobility. It replaces the SZ, but our SZ model always started at a trade price for the entry of around $1234. Now the trade price of this one, this entry model, is $849. So it's really offering an affordable solution to businesses who need a portable solution. However, for that price point, we're not compromising. So it's exactly the same size as the SZ. It's a 13.3-inch screen, but the entry model comes with 3 GB memory. It has a high-end processor and a large hard drive, and you have the security features in there as well, such as fingerprint, such as hard drive drop protection.
So stop there, and I just noticed that these are running Vista.
Correct.
Will they also run XP?
They will run XP, and XP Pro discs come in a box of all of our business machines, because we understand that a lot of businesses now will still run XP Pro, and they will do going forward, and they're not going to change the whole infrastructure in terms of IT for one model or 2 models they're purchasing. So we provide XP Pro downgrade discs within the box, so you can easily downgrade to XP.
It's such a good film.
So this is the SR. There's 2 models within this range, and it goes up to a price point of $1049 trade price. And then you have the Z series. Now, I showed you before in terms of the widescreen aspect. Now what that's allowed us to do is make it a far more portable solution than we had for the SZ. And this directly replaces it in terms of price points. The price point starts at 1234, which is what the SZ pretty much did in the past. But if you actually see the footprint difference between the two, you can see there's a significant difference. And that's partly down to having the widescreen, but also the motherboard within the Z series has been reduced by 40% in comparison to the SZ. And what that means in terms of weight is this weighs under 1.5 kilograms, which is exceptionally light. But you're not compromising in terms of power. Again, the entry for this product comes with 4 gig memory, so a really fast machine. You've got high-end processors in there as well. If you contrast that to the SZ, that weighed at just under 1.7 kilogram. The difference doesn't sound much, but believe me, if you weigh them, hold them in each hand, you can clearly see the difference. The other thing about the Z series is as a step up from the SR model in terms of portability, in terms of a business person working on the move. The high-end model comes with embedded mobile broadband. Now what that means is there's a slim slot behind the battery. We can put a SIM card in. We provide a T-Mobile SIM card in a box. And therefore you can access the internet wherever you can get a phone signal. It is 3G, it's up to 3G, and you'll pay T-Mobile a subscription on an ongoing basis. We provide a free 30-day trial from the SIM card that's within the box. But the SIM isn't locked either, so if you want to use an existing SIM card you already have, you can do. The other really interesting feature on the Z series is this switch here at the top here. Now it says stamina and speed, and what that refers to is the 2 graphics cards which are within this unit. If you want more speed, if you're doing that's correct, it has 2 graphics cards. So it has the standard Intel graphics in there, but it has another dedicated graphics card. So if you're going to run video, which is very demanding in terms of graphics power, if you're going to do video editing, which is very demanding, you can switch this switch over to speed here, and instantaneously the computer will recognise that and then switch the graphics card without having to reboot. However, if you wanted more battery life, you can switch to stamina. You'll disable the NVIDIA graphics card and use the Intel one, and then you prolong your battery life, and the battery life can go up to 5.5 hours, which is very good on a powerful machine such as this, which is quite demanding in terms of battery life consumption.
I know which one I'll be choosing.
Me too. Thank you.